Now when you take a look inside the box for the first time, you notice the HPI Venture is there with the body neatly wrapped in plastic, some very basic packaging, and all the accessories off to the one side. You get an HPI Venture instruction manual, which has a variety of diagrams, setup instructions, as well as some exploded views in case you have parts that you have broken and need to identify replacement parts. Moving on, the main event, you have the HPI Venture itself. The body shell is wrapped in plastic. We'll pull that off here and explore it more shortly. Followed next by a standard, what you would expect to find in the RTR 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. You have 4 AA batteries to get you going. You have a small package of extra parts, looks like body posts, drive shafts, and it looks like a few other random parts you may be able to use to fix if you break and or modify the current setup. Moving on to the power supply, they do give you a charger that has multinational adapters, so whether you are in the United States, Europe, or any of those other countries that use the different plug other than the US standard, you're already set to go. To charge the battery, which comes with it, is a standard nickel metal hydride battery, 2000 milliamp, to get you playing right out of the box. So with that said, the HPI Venture is truly a ready to run with all the necessary power and batteries to get you going right outside the box. The HPI Venture's body has a lot of nice detail, especially for an RTR. You've got stickers for the lights, which is to be expected on an RTR, but you do have molded mirrors. You have a molded roof rack. Spinning around to the back side of the truck, we have a spare tire holder. Nice plastic bumpers. They look nice, beefy and thick, just like you would expect to see on an off-road vehicle. And then up the other side, the flat paint on the fender wells and along where the running boards is also a really, really nice touch in my opinion. Now, your body is held on with body clips, and anybody that knows anything about me knows how I feel about body posts poking out through my bodies on a scale truck. But those will soon go away. As you guys know, I do the incognito mounts, so stand by for that. One interesting thing I did notice, the spare tire holder actually helps hold the body in place. In order to take the body off, you have to rotate the tire up out of the way, and you have this small piece of plastic right here that latches into this portion right here on the body, and that helps keep the body in the back down. So I was rather thrilled to see that, which is going to be able to help me make a slightly different design on the incognito mounts to make your body more realistic looking and attach firmer to the chassis. All right, so next we're going to do is we're going to pull the body off. Looking inside the body or the roof rack is held on with body clips. The bracket in the rear for the spare tire is held on with a pair of screws and a plastic plate, just as the mirrors there are also held on with a couple of plastic plates and a set of screws as well. All right, so I can't wait to get some time to sit down and start working on an interior, and as always, the inner fenders that Spare Time Hobbies does. We'll have a complete set for this truck. Hopefully it won't take me too long to knock out the designs. All right, moving on. So the HPI Venture, once we remove the body, this, in my opinion, is very reminiscent of one of the original Axial SCX-10. Not that it is the same truck as an Axial SCX-10, but in the fact that the original Axials were very basic. They were very simple. The plastic compounds were being refined. They were a nylon composite, which even the Axial plastics seem to be a little bit of a better quality than what is being offered with the HPI Venture here. And you can really start to notice it whenever you turn it over and start to look at the bottom of the truck. On the bottom of the truck, you can see you've got these really thin lower links, very, very thin plastic. They're not reinforced with a rod of steel on the inside, much like the low-sea night crawlers were. There's just really not a lot of detail to this thing. Really flat skid. They have a small relief to get that transfer case down lower. Your Nerf bars on the bottom, I mean, they're just very basic. Tube design, I mean, probably very simple and easy for injection molding to be completed. And then your axle housings look like they might be the toughest part of the entire truck, which is good because that's where, you know, the rocks start to pound and abuse your vehicle as you go. But I don't know, don't want to sound mean, but I'm not impressed. I really am not impressed. The thing that I do think is pretty cool is the way they have tackled the steering on the front of the truck. They have, you can see right here, a behind the axle tie rod, which ties your two knuckles together, and then a chassis mounted servo with a panhard built right into the front link mount and bolted right onto the side of the chassis. The parts here that would take the stress and you would think would break on other rigs, they have smartly gone with aluminum parts. This seems to be more like a cast aluminum than a machined aluminum. Nothing wrong with that. It'll be sturdy and it'll last well for you. But yeah, as far as, I'm having a hard time being excited about this. I'm going to be completely honest. Having a really hard time being excited about this truck. The big bonus though, the thing that really kind of gets me, it's starting to get me excited, is look at all of this space. Everything is nicely moved out of the way already, which means I have the freedom and the ability to design an awesome interior for this truck and almost bolt it right in place wherever I want it, and nothing here is going to get in my way. That I like. So many of the other vehicles that I've worked on, I'm designing around giant transmissions, I'm designing around low profile transmissions with motors that just kind of get in the way and makes it not quite as easy to work on as I would want to. But I don't know, with as much as I am not very excited about this truck, it's might be kind of a sleeper in my eyes, for me anyways. There have been trucks like the Vitara Ascender, super excited about it, and I got it out, I loved it from the day I pulled it out of the box and drove it. This might be one of those trucks that first impressions I'm just kind of like, eh, but you know, give me a year, not a year, give me some time to sit down, design my scale parts, see what the electronics can withstand, probably end up just removing it like I do everything else that's RTR, and putting in my Holmes Hobby waterproof crawler brushless systems that I prefer to use. But other than that, I mean, it's so simple and clean. The possibilities for designing and printing parts for this are almost endless. So I don't know, take it or leave it, that's my opinion. If you enjoy it, or you think you might want to try one, go ahead and pick it up. Really not too badly priced. These tires, they're RTR fashion. You're not going to make any crazy leaps or bounds with them, but hey, there's always aftermarket parts. I don't know. We'll have to do another video on this thing once I've had my chance to dig into it a little bit more and let you know what I really think after, beyond just my first impression. But like I said, I'm not excited, but I want to be excited about this. We'll see. Catch you next time.